Okay, we are live. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. This is Hadiza. I am reaching out to you live with an exciting section, an interview section with my mentor. As you can see my screen, you haven't seen this face here, but I am here just to pull him out from where he's been and just to dive into his world, into the income making world. And I know that we have a value packed time today. So, a little bit about me. My name is Hadiza Jacob. I'm a wife, I'm a healthcare professional by training, and I'm an online business mentor. So, I am passionate about coming out here to help you working parents and professional create flexibility and income so that you don't have to negate family time, missing precious moment with your loved one, and even your career if you're passionate about it. So today we are going to dive in so we can gain some insight. So the purpose of this evening is just for us to dive into the online business world, the entrepreneur world of my mentor here on the screen, and we are going to get some strategies, tips that can help you build, whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur, you're planning on starting your own entrepreneurial journey, or you're even into the online business world like myself and so many people who will be connecting with us tonight. I believe you're going to find value because he's loaded. I know him because he's my mentor. And as well, you'll be getting something, some of those things that I've benefited over the years. You will have something that you can apply in your own journey. So, with much ado, I am introducing and interviewing my mentor, Raza Aziz. So he's not just a mentor, he's a father, he's a husband, he's also an incredible speaker and an author, and is an expert in creating multiple income streams. So he is a business strategist. So he's an income strategist. If you want to learn more, this should be the people you should be listening to. These are the people that you should be picking their brain. So tonight we are picking Raz's brain. So everybody, Raza Aziz. Thank you, Coach.
Oh my gosh,
Have you?
Aditya, it's so good to be here with you and be speaking to you. I just have to make sure that I let your viewers know that please do not mind if any announcements go on. I'm at the airport right now, just on transit to go back home to Toronto. But it's so good to be here, Hadiza. Seeing you live and seeing you do these lives consistently, so amazing. So good job, proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach. So we are going to dive in. I have tons of questions to ask, and I
Okay.
know that our viewers have questions as well. So please, if any question is in your mind, particular to any area that may not be asking, just put it in your comment and also let me know where you're watching us from. Interact with us because I want it to be an interactive section and let's make it fun. So thank you everyone for joining me. Let me know where you are watching from. So we're going to dive in on your personal journey. I want to ask about your background. Let me know if you can tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you get started as an entrepreneur?
Really out of desperation. That's what it was. My background is in the corporate world. Many, many moons ago, I used to be in HR, and I had read. I actually, it really turned out this way that I was trying to figure out how to get more time. I had just gotten married to my wife. This was like 2005, and all right. And I had just gotten married and I was trying to figure out how do I spend more time with her because we were both busy just working back and forth at work. And a friend of mine handed me a book and he said to me, Raza, you look like the kind of guy who should read this book. And this book just changed my perspective and threw me into the entrepreneurial world. So that's how it all began for me.
Oh, so good friend, good friend.
I
And
guess so.
yeah, he's a good friend. So that's awesome. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced in the early days coming into the entrepreneur world?
You know what? I think we're not. Most of us are not trained to be entrepreneurs. Most of us don't have the what I call it. I think entrepreneurs really underrate the hard work that is needed to be able to be successful. because whenever you go to do new things, there's always a learning curve. But for some reason, it feels like when people step into entrepreneurship, they feel like the learning curve should not be there. They feel like everything should come easy. They feel like they should be making hundreds and thousands of dollars like yesterday, kind of thing. And I think that's one of the biggest challenge that I myself had when I first stepped into this, because I thought entrepreneurship was really all about, you know, freedom, and it happens right off the bat.
Yeah,
Just when I decide that I'm going to be an entrepreneur, and money is going to start coming in. And I feel like, I think the one of the biggest things that I can give new entrepreneurs this advice is that be open to learning. You currently do not have the skills necessary to be a successful entrepreneur, but that doesn't mean that you will not be a successful entrepreneur. That just means you have to go through a short learning curve. And believe me, the people do a lot harder things in life. Being an entrepreneur, if you have the right mentor, the right path, the right blueprint, you can really shortcut this. But do not shortcut. You have to build the skills necessary to be able to be successful.
absolutely. Learning is a part of life. And I remember you telling me there's a learn the system, learn the skills, build your
Yeah.
skills. And then, hey, I'm here
And
today.
hey, look at you. I mean, you were not doing Facebook Lives and doing posts and doing all
No,
these pictures and all of that stuff. Like you've grown. I've seen your journey, and it's a product. Your success in business is a
yeah,
product of your own growth. And that's what you're experiencing as well. So so proud of you.
absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely. We have to learn. So, and my next question is still about your journey. So, how did your role as a father also and as a husband influence your approach? Because you did mention you were newlywed and you wanted to create a time. So, how did that affect your entrepreneurial journey?
I think the focus went from I want to do this to I need to do this for my family. And
Yeah,
I think one of the biggest things that people can do, um, one of the biggest things that people, sorry, I mute myself when this announcement is
yeah,
going on.
that's the right thing.
Uh, so, um, so one of the biggest things that people can do as they embark on the journey of being an entrepreneur is really ask themselves this question: what am I doing this for? Because to me it was about my daughter. To me it was about, it was not so much just about my daughter. It was about showing her that there is a different way, there is a better way to be able to make money, live life, shift your lifestyle, all of those things. So for me, my wife, my daughter served at a huge motivation for me to continuously be able to handle the downswings of the entrepreneurship. Because like I said, whenever you go to do new things, you are going to experience setbacks, and having the right mentor makes your setbacks like manageable. Because if you're on your own, you'll just check out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's one of my your phrase that you always said, learn the system. You have me here, lean on the resources you have. And you were a mentor to me, and the business community was also a pillar that we lean on and make the journey easier because we're working on the footprint that you already left for us. So I do appreciate that. And having mentorship, going through that learning curve will help us make our decision. So my next questions will be diving into income stream strategies. I know when we are going into business, like you said, entrepreneurs like, okay, I'm an entrepreneur. I have the name tag. Did that come with the dollar bills? No. So we want to know, how do I move from here to here? And that's the kind of questions that we're going to like. So give us some strategies. Take your time, dive in, and just answer these questions to bring it to understanding of people who are watching. We have Lydia Eze watching from Nigeria. Thank you, Lydia, for joining us. I appreciate that. You can type in the question if you have any. I appreciate every one of you out there. So now we are diving into income stream strategy. So I want you to go through the, because I have my thing here. So you are known as an income strategist. So can you share some of the key strategies you have used to create multiple income stream
Yeah,
beyond just being an author? Just dive in
yeah.
there and break it down for us.
And here's the thing: there are three categories of the of incomes, right? There's the active income that you're going to make, whether you make that from your job, whether you make that through your business, whether you make that through selling stuff in your house, whatever that is. That is the making money part. And whatever that game is for you. And for some, it's their job. For some, they don't want to do their job. They want to do something else, and that's fine. That is the active income. Active income simply means you're investing your time and energy, and you're putting your time in there, and you're getting the reward from it. You then, once you have moved from making money, you don't move from it. You consistently always look for ways to make money. The next part is really multiply your money, because this is one of the things that I find that even myself, for the longest time, I did not know how to do that. It's really about sending your money to work. A lot of people think, and we have been trained in school with that as well, is that we have to get good grades and then we have to get a job so that we can start making money and then live on it. Well,
Yeah,
we have all seen the result of that. People talk about these days. It's like, you know what? I don't know. Entrepreneurship is too hard. Well, guess what? The other way is too hard as well, right?
yeah,
Because here's what I tell you right now. We have seen, the words inflation and recession and all this stuff has already been thrown around. But let me just say this. Over the past 5, 10 years, I personally know people who've been making a certain amount of salary, and their year over year growth that they've had in their salaries is about maybe 2%, maybe 2.5. That's really good, right? But look at what has happened in the economy, that those people who are still at the same jobs, their incomes has not moved as fast as the prices of goods and services and bread and milk and all of these things has jumped up. So
yeah,
if you always stay in this game of making money through a job, it's a failing plan, unfortunately. And this is one thing that came to my awareness a lot later. But
yeah. Waiting for the announcement to be over. So be patient with us. Yeah.
it happens in English and then in Spanish as well. So
Oh, oh wow. I want
so
everybody to get it.
yeah. So then it's about learning, how do you multiply your money? Multiplying your money can happen through multiple different things. You need two ingredients. One, you're going to send your money to work. So let's just say if you look at making income, let's just say you live on, I don't know, let's say 60,000 or 70,000 a year, right? That's your yearly thing. But if you make 80,000 in your job or 90,000 or 100,000 in your job, you want to take portion of that and send it to work. And send it to work means that you can put it aside into investments, into funds. When you start looking at it, there are so many ways for you to send your money to work, but most people are not aware of it. And guess what they say by default is like, oh, that's too risky. It's too risky because you don't have the knowledge of it. And when you start really looking at the kind of options that are available out there for you to be able to multiply your money, you're going to start noticing that you work hard for your money, and then portion of your money goes to work hard for you.
For you.
And here's the beautiful thing. We talk about multiple streams of income. When you start learning the art of having your investments fund your lifestyle, like you send, let's say, $100,000 to work over time, and that $100,000 gives you, $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month. All of a sudden, now, even if you stop working, that investment continues to pay you. This what I've just talked about in the past 5 minutes is something we are not taught how to do. And this is because too many people are too busy, and I include myself in there, that I was so busy trying to just make ends meet, trying to just make sure that I can put food on the table. that we never give ourselves the opportunity to be able to step into this world. But how do you get there? You get there by opening yourself up to new ideas, opening yourself up to, you know, walking a path, finding mentors, finding blueprints that are successful, and then walking that path and learning the skills to be able to go there. So, Hadiza, that's what I would give you in a nutshell right now, because there's so much to this that we can continue to keep talking about.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So, yeah, that is a great value. We have to not just actively working, but letting the money work for you.
Oh,
And
one more thing, Hadiza.
yeah,
Actually, one of the things that I will say, you know, the kind of work and the kind of business that you're building, when we're talking about, you know, multiplying your money is also about having.
yeah, we're going through another announcement time. So,
I feel like
patient
we
with
need
us.
music over here.
I know. I should get some music playing while you're muted. All right. So, let me see what we have here. Oh, this was a good job, sister. Thank you, Lydia. I appreciate that.
So, you know, when we're talking about multiply, people talk about being a business owner. One of the things that I would have your viewer, you know, you can Google it. Google cash flow quadrant. Cash flow quadrant has four quadrants in there. And when you look at a business owner is not somebody who's just working hard at building a business. A business owner is somebody who has systems and people working for them. And that's the beautiful thing about you, Hadiza, what you are doing and what you're teaching others and what you're sharing with others. It's not just about working hard, it's about having systems, online systems, and people working for you. And that's a beautiful thing. So if you haven't, I mean, if somebody is listening to this and they haven't connected with Hadiza on this, ask her about how you can have systems and people working for you. That is truly when you get into the business owner category.
Absolutely. Yes, coach. I know that we are getting value, and I want people to know that, yes, the opportunity is there for us to create income. And I would tell you, get your pen and paper ready, take all these notes, search the cash flow quadrant and learn about it. There's even a book about it. So please dig in there and get some of this knowledge. Thank you, coach, for that. Now, my next question is this: what is the biggest mistake that you see people make when trying to create additional income? I know you hit a hint a little bit on it earlier, but I wanted to dive in a little bit, bring it to home. What are some of the mistakes people are making that you see, or even yourself, and you learn from it, so our viewers can get some knowledge from it today?
I think people, and again, this is something that we do. And by the way, I knew I was going to talk to you, so I made notes, you know, before. So one of the things about most of us is that we rely on one source of income. Listen, money is not everything. I get it, and that's not the conversation. However, money provides for the things that we need in life, whether it's a rent or mortgage that we're paying, whether we're putting food on the table, everything costs money, right? So most of us rely on one source, and that one source, when it gets impacted,
Another announcement. Please be patient with us.
yeah. So whenever that source gets impacted, well, guess what? Everything goes down. And when your job is impacted, when your job gets impacted, your family life gets impacted, your health gets impacted, like it's just a downward spiral. So one of the things that I would say is that the best time, if you're looking to start a business, if you're looking to invest somewhere, the best time to do something is when you actually have a job. Most people start looking at stuff when they don't have it, and they feel like that if I don't have a job, then I will do something. And then when they have that learning curve that I talked about earlier, they give up, and it just adds to the stress. So the best time to start a business, to
Yes. we apologize. Vida, let me go to our Facebook audience. Vida say great job, sis. Thank you, Vida, for watching.
So the best time that's one of the advice that I would give somebody is that the best time to start a business or to do anything outside the ordinary is when you already have an income stream lined up for yourself, and that could be your job, and that gives you enough time to be able to build something. The other thing is entrepreneurs really, as I mentioned earlier, they underestimate the effort that is required to build a business. Um, this is a mindset thing because a lot of people, when they step into quote unquote entrepreneurship or start a business, they think that they already have the skills necessary to succeed. That's a big mindset shift that a lot of new entrepreneurs need, is that you don't have the skills needed. Can you do it? Yes, because there's already a blueprint, there's already people to help you out and everything like that. But that does not mean that you are not going to have to develop your skills. That does not mean that you are not going to have your own set of challenges. The beauty about having blueprints and mentors in front of us and beside us is that instead of going through 100 challenges by ourselves, we go through 50 or 30, right? We
Yeah.
shrink the time to success, but you're still going to go through your own growth. Like Hadiza, you as you're building your business, you had to go through your own challenges. When I was
Yes.
building a business, I had to go through my own set of challenges, and those challenges, although we may be doing the same thing, are different just because I bring a different skill set, you bring a different skill set, but we both have to go on our journey to grow and learn and submit to the process. And these are the two big things that I would give you, that I would give to your audience as well. That these were some of the setbacks that I had, and I had to make a shift. And I would say to new entrepreneurs is like, you know what, shortcut your path, shift your mindset, know that you have to learn the skills, and then get committed to your mentors, to your coaches, and say, listen, what skills do I need to focus on so that I can continuously build a path towards them? And they will be more than happy to help you build that path so that you can have success.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely have to change that mindset. I had to do that from my employee mindset to a business owner mindset. And it wasn't easy in the beginning, but I had to work on myself. And because I knew that that's where my growth will happen. Thank you so much for that answer. Now, let's go to family life. I know that a lot of us are family people who are watching us, working parents, professionals, and they want to hear your take as a father and a husband. How do you balance family responsibilities with running a business, a successful business for that matter?
Balance. I, I have a very controversial opinion about balance. I don't feel that there's, I mean, I guess there is a balance, but not how traditionally people think about it. People think about balance as, oh, I'm spending, 8 hours at work and I've got 8 hours with my family. It's not really that way.
Yeah.
It's really about having quality time wherever you spend it. The beautiful thing about what I've over time have been able to do is I do I work from home. I don't necessarily have a job that I need to go to, that I need to go to office or anything like that. So my work is kind of integrated into my house, my family life. So, but that doesn't mean that I'm working all the time, or that doesn't mean that I'm with my family all the time. That just means that I have efficient ways. If I'm making, let's say, if if I want to make $50,000 or I want to make $100,000, instead of spending 8 hours a day, I want to spend 2 hours a day. So I'm always on a quest on how to do things efficiently. And when you start asking that question to yourself, like, how can I do things efficiently? It doesn't matter what kind of job you have right now. If you're making 50,000, 60,000, 80,000, 150,000, it doesn't matter, and you're spending 8, 9, 10 hours at your work, ask yourself, how can I make the same thing but be efficient? Do it in 4 hours instead of 8. And when you keep that question in your mind, you start attracting opportunities, you start attracting books, you start attracting ideas, you start attracting people who ultimately fuel that vision of what you have. Talking about balance, I mean, there are so many times, when I go on a work trip, I'm going to a different country.
Another announcement section. So yeah, patient with us. Yeah, that's one of the that traveling to the airport. But thank God for technology. We can still have a productive interview in an airport. That's technology.
So, so when we're talking about balance, when you are location independent, life works out beautifully. My wife and my daughter, we were in Spain in the month of August, and then we went to Morocco. There were times that I was working, and I because they were asleep and I was working. Uh, because they sleep in the morning. So, and I was doing my thing. When you have technology like this phone that we have in our hands, the tech that we have, people invest so much money on their phones and on their laptops and on their iPads and everything like that. Let's learn to put this into action, because as soon as you become location independent, that whole idea of balance can be a reality for you, and you
Yeah,
won't miss out on family. You won't miss out. Since my daughter um, uh, has been 1 year old, I have been around her. I've seen her first step. I've been there every single milestone. It did not happen by accident. It happened because I educated myself. I seeked out mentors and I seeked out ways that were already proven. I don't want to reinvent the wheel.
absolutely. So we definitely location independence create that independence, because when more people are thinking of independence, it's not necessarily the financial, but also the location independence, having that control so much of your time, work when you want, but at the same time you're responsibility as a father, as a mother, as a caregiver, and that's what we want, and that's what we offer in this online business opportunity. So, my last question here, because we are very much at the top of the hour, is what is one key advice you will have that keep you motivated, right? That you can share with someone like myself, someone who's already in business or who's aspiring, or they find themselves even struggling right now. What keep you motivated, and how can that be a value to them today?
So it's a great question. Yes, of course, I can always have that cliche that my family is my why and all of that stuff, and that's great. However, I'm going to separate that for now. And I'm just going to say that the biggest motivation is I want to be the best that I can be in whatever I do, right? And I'll tell you why that is. For the longest time, that was not my perspective. It was not like, kind of self focused. But I realized that the more strong I can become, the better I can provide for my family. The stronger that I become, the better that I can help the mentees and the people that I'm coaching and working with, that I can provide for them. So it really starts with me, and I think that's a personal thing, and you get to a place where you want to improve. Imagine imagine being in a place where you're like, it doesn't matter what happens in the economy, it doesn't matter who gets elected, it doesn't matter who the government is, it doesn't matter what economic conditions we are in. You having confidence in yourself that, you know what, you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Why? Not because you're the smartest person in the room, but you have people around you that will help you pivot. whenever you need to. Building that kind of network requires you to be strong in your pursuit. You want to make sure that you have a focus on your own self development. Yes, always keep the things that are important to you, you know, your family, your kids, your charities, your parents, all of that stuff is great. However, it's an advice that a lot of people kind of hesitate in because it seems like you're being selfish. But I think you have to be selfish because you focusing on you will make everything stronger around you. So that's what I would say.
Oh my God, that is great value. Let me know if you're having value from what. Just type the word value in there. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with us through the hour. And it's beautiful that you did mention that because it's out of our growth, our abundance that we can give back. Because I can't give what I don't have. And if we keep giving and we're empty, then we are going to run out. So the stronger we are as a people, as an entrepreneur, the more the growth and the result we will see around us. So hey, here you have it. And thank you so much for your questions. If you still have any information that you need answers, please, you can put them in the comment box. I will get around to that, and Coach as well can get around to answer your questions. I do appreciate every one of you, most especially to you, Coach Raza. I appreciate your time, the inconvenience of you being at the airport, and yet you still made it lively, giving us these valuable words that we will take into our business, into our endeavors so that we can thrive. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching us. Thank you, everyone, and have a blessed one.
Awesome, Adiza. Thank you so much for having me. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Coach.